able to do that. Moving on to the Knicks and Cavaliers. A really strong performance from the Knicks on the road here. Can't speak enough about this. Jalen Brunson got into foul trouble early, really turned it on in the second half, had 12 points in the third quarter, and really finished off the Cavs in the fourth quarter. Julius Randle led the charge in the first half for the Knicks, really keeping them afloat, especially with Jalen Brunson out. You were wondering where they were going to get their offense, and Julius Randle was delivering on that end. It kind of faded away a little bit in the second half, but was really playing really well early on. And I was just like this. The Knicks were doing enough to fluster the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were struggling offensively, of course, looking at their half-court sets and stuff like that. But just to see the Knicks battle like that, getting good minutes from Hartenstein, Josh Hart especially, I think the unsung hero of the game. Jalen Brunson came in. Of course, he was the main star of the game. But Josh Hart there, just the ability to battle on the boards, get the offensive boards at that time, get those second chance opportunities, they're able to knock down some shots and score next to Jalen Brunson and give them that little offensive push that they desperately needed in this game. And it was just a great performance from the Knicks, a tough, gritty win. You wouldn't have it any other way if you're a Tibbs fan or a Knicks fan right now. They have played fantastic, and I thought that was a really good win to set the tone there, especially Julius Randle coming back to his questions if he was going to be able to play, able to come out and give it a good go and play well. And I think the Knicks overall played well and got what they needed. Of course, you always want to take one. As I said, the easiest game is to steal. Game one on the road if you're the road team. And to do that, the Knicks set them up in position to make this a real big series. And I think people have thought that this was going to be one of the more compelling series because all the history with Donovan Mitchell there from New York, especially in the offseason where it was expected that he was going to get traded to New York. And he thought he was a Knick at that point in time. And to not have that happen, it was just like, oh, okay. But just to see this here and then the consolation prize is Jalen Brunson, have him come in there and perform so well. And all you think about is, well, Dallas messed up, right? You see his performance on the road there, his ability to defend, just be a tough, gritty guard right there in New York and fits there like a glove, just like Josh Hart. And just to get that type of play from that type of guy, and the Mavericks could have had him for $54 million. Whoa, that's tough. That is tough. That is definitely tough right there. Like, just to not have that and to see him perform so well in the playoffs here and just provide that dynamic offense that a team desperately needs, and especially going up against the number one defense in the league to do that, kudos to Jalen Brunson. And once again, the Mavericks looks done. This was a tough game for the Cavs here. Donovan Mitchell did have 30 points and 8 assists, and Darius Garland did have 17 and 4. I think that might be a typo. Wait a minute. Oh, my bad. He had 38, so let me edit that. Yes, he had 30. I was like, okay, 8 assists, yeah, but not. He had 38 points there. Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell was able to just take it. That's the one thing I was noticing when I was also watching this with my brother a little bit, that he does take tough shots. Like, that was tough for Cleveland. I think that kind of took Cleveland a little bit out of their flow, whatever their flow is. Terrible shooting from Isaac Okoro today from the field. Darius Garland there had a solid game there, but I just feel like Donovan Mitchell takes a little bit too much of the shots there from Darius Garland a little bit, takes the ball out of his hand a little bit. Darius Garland had 17 and 4, and it was a struggle for the big man for the Cleveland Cavaliers, not really having a great game. Evan Mobley didn't have a great game. He had 8 points and 11 rebounds. Jared Allen had 14 and 14 rebounds. He had a strong game, but other than that, it was just difficult flow for the Cleveland Cavaliers on the offensive end, just to get that flow in the game and get that consistent offense. Of course, the Knicks are a gritty defensive team, but it's just like, especially with Jalen Brunson in foul trouble, I thought they would have been able to take advantage of that just a little bit more in this game. They were not able to do so, and I think that was the difference. Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart basically willing the Knicks today for a win, and I thought they played fantastic. I can't speak enough about that for the Knicks. And that's a good start for the New York Knicks on that side. Cleveland, however, I just want to know where they're going to be able to find the shooting and the help there. Ricky Rubio didn't play too much in this game. Cedi Osman seems to be the guy off the bench that they have penned to go in there and really defend and help. and provide a little bit of different look. And I think they have to go to him a little bit earlier rather than relying on Isaac Okoro, who's a good defender and stuff like that. But if he's not able to knock down shots, it's going to be real difficult to find offense for this team, especially when Karis LeVert is also struggling and wildly inconsistent and can be streaky at times. They need something a little bit more consistent, and we're going to see if Cedi Osman can provide that. Also, let's see if Donovan Mitchell can distribute a little bit more and be able to get to the line a little bit more and just be able to get his teammates involved a little bit more. I think it would open up the floor for him, especially late in games, especially during those times when they need buckets and stuff like that. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough because Donovan had a good game, but overall, I just felt like the Cavs are kind of out of it. And part of that was the Knicks. The Knicks are a good defensive team, but it just felt like the Cavs were a little bit out of it, just a little bit.